Unfortunately for Knicks fans, OG Anunoby will not be suiting up to play Game 6 against Indiana tonight. Though, if you've been following the OG Anunoby injury reports, then you already knew he wasn't going to play against Indiana anyways. However, there is good news for Anunoby. He is progressing in his recovery, and he's taking the next step in order to return to the court. We're going to break down exactly where Anunoby is in his recovery and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. OG Anunoby is making progress in his recovery. This is the exact update you wanted to hear as a Knicks fan. OG Anunoby is a key player for this team. When he's out there for the Knicks, we look like a completely different team, especially on the defensive end. So getting Anunoby back would be a welcome change for this Knicks team. However, he's not going to come back against the Indiana Pacers, as Ian Bagley has reported here. Anunoby, due to his hamstring injury, has been ruled out for Game 6 of the Knicks-Pacers series. This isn't surprising or shocking. Given all of the injury reports about Anunoby and his injury and where he was in recovery, we all knew that he was likely not going to play Game 6 against Indiana. According to Brian Windhorst of ESPN, he actually has Anunoby returning either in Game 2 or Game 3 against the Boston Celtics if and when the Knicks get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But before we get there, we have to play Game 6 in Indiana tonight and close out Indy on the road. And the Knicks are a very good road team. And I have a very sneaky suspicion Jalen Brunson is going to go off. He's going to have a major impact, and he's going to be a major reason why the Knicks take Game 6, close out Indiana, head back home, and wait to play Boston. And I can't wait to see that series. But we're not skipping steps like I always say. First, we have to take care of business. And business right now is Game 6 against Indiana. But going back to Anunoby, the main question about him is, where is he in recovery right now? What is he doing? Well, thanks to Ian Bagley and Tom Thibodeau, we have those updates. Initially on Wednesday, Anunoby was out of the pool, he was back on the basketball court, and he was doing light work on the court. But the Knicks didn't go into details regarding what type of work he was doing on the basketball court. And then early Thursday morning, Ian Bagley reports the following update. Anunoby is not doing much more than he was before Game 5. And then, a little bit after Tom Thibodeau speaks with the media, we get the following update about OG. According to Ian Bagley and Tom Thibodeau, he stated the following about Anunoby and where he is in recovery. According to Thibodeau, OG Anunoby is doing a little bit more work on the court, but we'll see where he is tomorrow. And obviously, he has been ruled out of Game 6, but seeing where he is tomorrow means where he is in recovery, how he's doing, how he's feeling, how that hamstring is feeling, how that hamstring is operating. These are all things the Knicks need to understand and work on before Anunoby can return to the court. But the fact that he's doing a little bit more than he was beforehand is a very good sign for Anunoby and potentially his return to the court for the Knicks. Shout out to Ian Bagley and SNY NBA Insider for giving us the following updates about OG Anunoby. It is great to hear that he's moved on from doing light work to doing a little bit more work on the court. Now, even though that doesn't sound like a substantial update, I can tell you one thing. The fact that he's progressing, moving forward each and every day is extremely good news. Because what happens if he was stuck in the same position week after week after week? Just like Julius Randle was, I would start to be concerned. Everybody would be. But the fact that he's making progress, even little progress, is good news. It all speaks to the fact that according to Brian Windhorst, like he gave us that update, it does speak to potentially Anunoby returning in the Eastern Conference Finals against Boston in Game 2 or Game 3. Now, for me, selfishly, I hope he can return in Game 2. Because let's say the New York Knicks don't win Game 1. If Anunoby returns for Game 2, that gives them the best chance possible to steal Game 2 on the road and then go back to MSG and try to win this series. We can do that if we can steal games. OG Anunoby is a game changer, a difference maker. If he's back on this team, we can beat anybody on any given night. I absolutely believe that. But before we get to Boston, Tyrese Halliburton and this Indiana Pacers team is facing elimination. It's a closeout game. And I don't have to tell you guys, one of the hardest games to win in the NBA is a playoff closeout game, especially when you're playing a team that's home. And Indiana is damn near unbeatable on the road. But you know what? The Knicks are a very good road team. Last time, they played a game 6 on the road against the Sixers. And what happened? Jalen Brunson magic, and we closed out the Sixers. You know what's going to happen tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Jalen Brunson magic, Nova magic, Knicks magic. We're going to beat the Indiana Pacers, close them out in 6 games, head back to MSG, get some rest. Shout out to Minnesota and Denver for going 7 games and having that game 7 on Sunday. We really appreciate that, because when the Knicks go home, they will be able to rest until Tuesday and face Boston on Tuesday and make sure they make it one of the best series in the playoffs thus far. And I believe they'll do that, especially if they get OG Anunoby back. Now, he's likely not going to be back for game 1 in the ECF. And that's okay. I can understand it. We were expecting him to be out for a couple of games after this anyways. But if he can return for the second game of the Eastern Conference Finals, that can mean a lot for this team. Let's say the Knicks make a miracle happen and they take game 1. You're telling me if OG Anunoby returns, they don't have an even better shot to take game 2? It would be one of the wildest things we've ever seen. The city would be going berserk. I would be losing my mind. But you know what? Like I always say, it's nice to look at the road ahead, and that's what I'm doing, but I'm not skipping any steps. Indiana, I still see you. I know you're there. I know game 6 is tonight, and I know it's in your house. I know you like to play extremely well at your house, but you know what? Tyrese Halliburton seems like he folds in the big moments. Right now, it's an elimination game, your last chance. It seems like it's a big moment. Will he step up? Or will he step aside? Because our superstar, our all-star in Jalen Brunson, I know for a fact he is going to step up. He doesn't look as hobbled, and he definitely doesn't look as injured or bothered by that foot injury. And tonight, Jalen Brunson is going to send a message to the league with his performance. He's heard all the chatter. He's heard all the talk. Not 1A, not superstar. Everybody in New York already acknowledges him as a superstar. Most people in the media acknowledge him as a superstar. But for the few people that doubt him still, game 6 tonight in Indiana, this one's for you. If you don't believe he's a superstar, watch tonight. He's going to prove it each and every possession. Jalen Brunson motivated, angry, and healthy is dangerous. He wasn't healthy in game 3. He was not healthy in game 4. He never used it as an excuse, and neither am I. But I can always understand that the healthier you are, the better you're going to perform. And that's exactly what's going to happen tonight when Jalen Brunson goes off in Indiana. Jalen Brunson is becoming unguardable. And every single time you throw the double or the triple at him, he just makes the right play, the right pass, the right move. And then the Knicks become a better team because of it. We likely score because of it. And then we go back on the other end and play lockdown defense. That's what we've been doing each and every game. We're going to continue to do it. We fight. We continue to fight. All we know how to do is fight. We can lose half our roster. Oh, wait, we did. And we still fight. We still win. And that's what we're going to do tonight. We can't be stopped. We can't be stopped because our leader is Jalen Brunson. Our coach is Tom Thibodeau. And we don't know how to quit. We don't know how to lose. All we know is to never give up and to always push forward and to always win. Tonight, we close out the Pacers and then we go home to New York. We rest, recover, and then Boston. All eyes are on you. You may think you have this series sewed up and locked down, but trust me when I say it's going to be one of the hardest series you're ever going to have to play in your life. New York forever. Let's go. But let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think about OG Anunoby and his recovery from that hamstring injury? Let me know in the comments below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans. Peace.